do it, and I've never seen it till now.
Show them. Look how the top of the Picatinny rail is milled out to save every last ounce of weight. Welcome to the bunker review on the 2A Armament Balios Lite Gen 2. Also known, I believe, as the BLR16. It's a top shelf, very expensive. You see the price right there. I stickered it for y'all. AR-15, but it is cutting edge in production ARs.
And this is a deal.
Yeah, it could be interpreted as a deal. When you build your own AR, and I'm speaking from my own experience, and you go ultra light, you ain't doing it on the cheap.
Thanks for bailing me out of the lazy phrasing, but I actually mean this price here would be a good deal on it, because it stickers at a big chunk more than that.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, what's the sticker on it? Like 23?
26 is what I'm seeing for the camo version.
So Gunnies, the great American gun store, check this out to us. Their price, snapshot in time, everything's up in the air. Production problems, supply problems. They may not have this gun in at all. 1880. That's a lot of money for an AR. I ain't going to say it ain't. Interestingly though, this was a competitive option for the Springfield Hellion bullpup.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because I was telling these guys that in that review, I was like, okay, so you're going to go for a Springfield Hellion, which, if memory serves, shoots like 2.5 MOA, 8.5 pounds, and you're going to pass this gun up on the way?
Yeah.
Hello? And I think this is cheaper? Hello? So it really is in the eye of the beholder. And like I was saying, if you're going to build your own AR, and I've done it, you've done it, now apparently you can't do it. It's not legal anymore. So if you put it together, you're like a January 6er or something.
Well, we had a good run while it lasted.
Yeah. So anyways.
Back to black powder, everybody.
Back to the wood shop to make 2x4s.
It's just like Looper.
Yeah.
It's all percussion cap from here on out.
Yeah, percussion cap. That's all you need. But in the good old days, we used to do things like that. And your costs are going to add up. Will they add up to that? I don't know. Depends on what you use. I can tell you this, your barrel alone is going to cost you some money. Yep. I've seen dudes spend $500, $600 on a barrel for their build. Just keep that in mind. Just keep it in mind. I tested this gun way too long. It's embarrassing how long I tested this gun, TD. 6 months. That's like old school TMP. Yeah. You remember old school TMP?
All careful.
He's been with me the whole time.
Track it, having a spreadsheet for each gun.
So you remember the Ruger 556,
yeah.
SR 556? How long did we test that before we did it? It was like a good 8 months before he posted our review, because I was kind of a dumb back then. I was like, well, we got to really test it. So we're running thousands of rounds through it. No, you don't.
Had to make sure.
Had to make sure. But nowadays, the way I test guns in the project, if it is something I really love, it goes on more outings. This went on more outings. There's your review right there. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next review.
Boom, done. See you around.
See you around. Good job, dudes. Appreciate you. What? Holy shit. What a transition. That is a fart transition.
I'll give it the Biden glare.
What, you want more? Not of that, but of the gun review? Okay, we're still here then. I would love to do a gun review that way. Just, okay, man, it's good. It shot good. See y'all later. Take care.
60 seconds.
92-second review. Yeah, thanks, man.
Like a food review where you never see the food.
Really?
They talk about the recipe and then skip right over it till the end. They're like, so it's going to be great. It's almost out of the oven. And then they hard cut to, guys, that was awesome.
I've done that with food stuff I watched on YouTube. It's like they're talking about, and I was like, I just dragged the slider to the end when it shows it coming out of the oven to see what it looks like. And you might do that with this video. Really, guys are tuned in for hopefully what you can see or perceive to be a trusted voice of the Nut and Fancy Project. Our voice. We're not trying to mislead you. We're not trying to necessarily make money for the company. If they do something good, we'll just by way of course make money for them, because we're rewarding them for a job well done, because you guys go out and buy the product, and that's kind of the way capitalism should work. That if you do something good, you provide value to the customer, they buy your product. Duh. The exact thing that is under attack by the communists, by the progressives. They hate that process. They want to control everything, including production and your access to this stuff, by the way. Rant complete. Thank
well, no,
you. Thank you.
yeah, your production and your access, not their friends' access.
Correct, and not their access.
That's why
they'll always have access to stuff like this.
Thinking that hypocrisy is
Sorry.
going to stop it somehow.
Little mini political rant right there. Okay, anyways, we're going to go on. Philosophy of use on this gun. Obviously, it's something where you're applying the concept, as I've ranted about here forever, of SAWC, size and weight constraints. What would Nut and Fancy do? This stupid little thing right here. That's what that acronym stands for. Nut and Fancy, we need a hat that says that. Talk to him. We need a hat that says that.
How about no?
WWND. Super lightweight, less than 5 pounds. Oh my gosh. I should have QC'd that before I put it on my shirt. And then as configured, this gun, check this out. With a magazine, Aero Precision mount, this scope, 6 pounds, 10 ounces.
You got to give a lot of credit to those
Amazing.
little Aero mounts.
Amazing.
They're what, like $80?
Totally. They're the best mounts. These ones right here, they're not QD, but you won't care. No one does that anymore.
Although I did buy one once, and it was supposed to be tan, and I got black, so I paid the extra $10 for nothing.
That sucks. So. I do like the tan ones if you can find them. But I have run plenty of black ones all the time. There's one right there on a black rifle. No BUIS on this. We'll get to the features here in a second. Philosophy of use. Everything an AR-15 can do at a lighter weight. Which, by the way, opens up all types of avenues for you. Lighter weights, all types of avenues. So this is a gun that would excel at a Red Skies outing. Like you have a pack, you have all the stuff of LBE, body armor, first aid, tools, fuel, food. Your gun is lightweight. Dudes, if you hoisted this gun in real life, you'd go, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Not the only lightweight gun we've reviewed. In fact, we just reviewed a competitive option. Don't show it to them yet. We're going to show it to them later. They know what it is if they've been watching the flow videos. Although I don't know if I'll post this one first. I might. Also, cool factor. Having a super lightweight AR, especially a factory built one like this, is just cool.
Dude, everything from here forward is awesome.
I think pretty much everything in the gun is awesome.
Yeah, but a lot of that you see in other places.
Well, here comes this philosophy of use I'm talking about. Second cool. This is a gun for a guy that knows ARs.
Yeah.
And if you have a friend who knows ARs and he looks at this, I will give him about 30 seconds before he says, wow. Not just for the weight, but if he has a discerning eye, like that milled out Picatinny rail, like the titanium flash suppressor, he would be a moron not to realize that he is holding an upper crust, top shelf AR-15. True or false?
Yeah.
So that's its own second cool thing, and knowing that you own one of the best ARs. You know how many other tactical rifles I would bypass to get this one? I'm talking like mil spec, like H&Ks, like 416. I would sprint past an H&K 416 to get to this. 416. I do too.
The MR556.
How about a G36? I would take this over a G36. Is that 551? Did you hang it up?
It's gone. Already out there. Yeah.
Okay, this is SIG 551. I take this over it. Other standard philosophies of use features. I'm going to have him hold the gun. You're going to watch us shooting it in the desert. And I'm going to read you. Sorry, I am going to read. It's story time in the Nut and Fancy project. Perhaps fart time too. As we go through the specifications, not specifications, but what this gun has. The reason I'm going to read it is because I don't want to miss anything. And the reason I'm doing that is because the gun is expensive, but I want you to know what they've done to it. And guys who have built super lightweight ARs might be able to relate to all of this. Ready? Here we go. 2A Balios Lite Gen 2 lower receiver, CNC machine, 7075 T6 billet with flared magwell, hard coat, Type 3 anodized, rear tensioning screw. That's an upgrade. So there's no movement between the upper and lower. It's included. You don't have to AccuWedge the sucker. Rear takedown spring retainer, screw-in bolt catch pin. 2A Balios Lite Gen 2 upper receiver, CNC machined, 7075 T6 billet. That's amazing. Slick side mil spec port door. So there's no forward charging or forward assist is what I'm trying to say. Very nice, saving weight. Mil spec port door, retained port door rod, M4 feed ramps, machined indexing marks, 2A lightweight steel bolt carrier, 8620 machined bolt body with QPQ. By the way, that's like Tennifer. QPQ is a carbonitrizing nitrizing. So it's like Tenifer. Just think Tenifer or Melanite. 9310 machine bolt, cryogenically treated.
Sweet.
MPI, magnetic particle inspected, also nitrided. 2A barrel, 16-inch pencil profile barrel, 416R stainless steel. I measured that, by the way. By the muzzle, it's half an inch and about 0.625 post gas block. I should say pre-gas block. Mid-length gas system, which is our preference. We love that. 5.56 NATO chamber, 1 in 8 twist, half 28 threading. Also Tenifered. Titanium.
What?
Yeah,
so the threading is Tenifered.
Well, it says the whole barrel's Tenifered.
Dude.
They take a stainless barrel and they Tenifer it. There's some cost right there.
Yeah.
That's not cheap. A stainless barrel that has Tenifer on it. QPQ.
Yeah.
Okay, titanium gas block. So go price your titanium gas block there at BCM and tell me how much that is.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be some money. 2A receiver extension. Now, they're saying 2A. I don't know if they've manufactured all these parts or if they've sourced it from someone else. I don't know. I didn't do that much research, but I'm thinking it might be in-house. Here, you hold it because I got to...
They have a ton of in-house stuff
show them
from
that
the looks
side
of it.
right there. I'm thinking it's in-house. I really am. 2A buffer tube, 2A latch plate, standard H buffer, no problem with that. 2A handguard, we've been showing you that. It's a 15-inch 6061 extruded aluminum.
And I'm pretty sure this can be had for about $210.
The rail?
I think so.
This rail right here you can get for $210?
I think it's a BLG2 rail M-Lock lightweight. And
that's a deal.
BL Gen 2 M-Lock lightweight. Is it 15-inch or 12?
It's 15.
Yeah, 15. Hey, man, I'm looking at the listing now.
That's a no-brainer if you're doing a build. I would any day use this. It didn't loosen. Very nice attachment. I think it does have an aluminum barrel nut. You might make an argument there that it doesn't dissipate heat right here like a POF does.
That's so weird. They don't mention this, though. That's what makes me wonder. They don't mention, hey, we scalloped out the pick rail in the top.
They should.
You would think that would be kind of a big deal.
They should brag about that. M-Lock on the side, as you can see. Check out this titanium compensator. I just love it.
It's awesome.
It reminds me of the Checkmate ones that we've used. It's just so cool. It's titanium, not stainless steel. It's a great way to save weight. It works. I would say, I'm trying to go off memory, and you're going to see an overlay video of me shooting it. I think it works as good as the Battle Comps 2.0s, which is saying a lot. Those really compensate. Do they flash suppress? Not so much. They're more of a compensator. This is a T3 version included.
This should be a flash suppressor a little bit, right?
Slightly. It's more of a compensation thing. See the holes on the side?
Yeah.
I didn't test it at night with high flash ammunition because I wasn't interested.
Yeah, I guess flash suppressants are kind of on the way out. Like, no one really cares as much as they used to.
That's a good point. Most people are really about compensation.
Yeah.
No.
Because you use compensation
full-time. That's why they jack their 4-wheel drive trucks up really high. They're compensating. Moving on. Charging handle. BCM Mod 4 Bravo. Great choice. Really? Great charging handle. You know BCM puts together some good stuff. So they're telling you there, we didn't make that. We're just doing a BCM component. Stock grip. Magpul Myad grip. Is that an MOE?
No,
that's a Myad. Okay.
Myad proper.
MFT minimalist stock. That's our favorite ever. We outfit that. And by the way, in Red Skies 22 on my Smith & Wesson M&P 10, I did have some stoppages and I was mortaring the hell out of an MFT. Go watch those videos. You'll see me do it. And this stock held up. Yeah. So if you're worrying about the weakness of it, don't. You don't want to breach doors with this. Don't do that. And you want to mortar it right here if you have to. So I was angling it, so I'm hitting right here at the base of the buffer tube.
It's got professional.
In other words, use common sense. I love that. What do we outfit on our guns? That one right there. It's still the MFT to this day. Lower parts, 2A magazine catch, 2A drilled through titanium takedown pins.
Alternate, 1 per.
So that's those drilled out pins you were talking about that other review. Mil-spec safety and bolt catch. So it's a 90-degree mil-spec throw. Thank you, 2A.
Single side.
No, thank you. Well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. They're saving weight. Doesn't have to be ambi. Love it. Of course, Jardine wouldn't like that. He'd be pissed. Be pissed.
No, he's a lefty.
Trigger is an ALG ACT trigger group. I pull it at about 4 pounds. The trigger is outstanding. Don't replace it. I don't see that, but there's a QD cup right there.
Yeah.
For a sling attachment, you have one here in the MFT. Do you have one in the Ford? You could put a M-Lock in if you wanted.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those misses. A lot of times you'll
But
see
you
them
can slot it
up
right
there.
here. You could do a titanium one right here that has a cup in it.
Yeah, I would still like
do
one
make
built
that.
in. It would be cool.
True. Good point.
Like
Weight, 5 pounds based on options. Actually, they're off on that. It was 4 pounds, 14 ounces. This is made in Idaho. End of parts.
Also, the little, I like how they hollow that out. The
Very
trigger
nice.
guards, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So my overall take, look very closely if you haven't already at the upper and lower and how milled out it is. Everything is focused to making it as light as possible. I know you guys who built light ARs, I'm not teaching you anything. You know all of this already. But there's people watching this video that do not know that to make a lightweight AR, you have to do it this way. You have to use titanium. You have to, if you want to make it strong, aluminum, titanium. There's no polymer in this, right? There's no polymer, no plastic. This is actually billet aluminum, milled. Did I say that right? I'm going to make sure I get that
I think
right.
so, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
machine.
billet?
No, it is 7075. So it is 7075. It's a super strong gun. And as you said, like they're even milling out these.
Yeah.
What is that? 1/4 of an ounce
Yeah.
that they lost in weight.
I was just going to mention the, I don't know if this is required or something, but everyone loves to do this thing where they take the P-mag pattern and then they engrave it on the upper portion of the mag well.
Yeah,
Because I've seen that in like 5 different variations of
that's
billet
interesting.
lowers.
I never even realized that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we did shoot this with a variety of mags. We'll get to how it's shot here in a second. We're not going to take this one apart for time because we're just not going to happen. That's a great mag, by the way. That's a Duramag in blue. Comes in olive drab,
Yeah, it's
blue.
handsome.
Get them while you can because you know what they're doing. The Star Chamber is making it so you cannot have a magazine over 15 rounds. That's what it looks like now, right? How did it shoot? How about amazing? Amazing. I'll get to that amazingness here in a second, but there is one downside. There was one magazine that I ran through the Balios Lite. Am I saying that right? Balios Lite?
No idea.
And it had all kinds of problems. I had stoppages with that magazine. And it was an older GI, like I don't know, Sanchez, 30-round GI. And dude, it was stopping. I didn't know what was happening. I thought it was the gun's fault. As soon as I went away from that particular magazine and I tried 6 others, it was 100%. Even with steel ammo. So I was shooting it with steel ammo, like the crap ammo. He's standing on 2 cases of it. The competitive option could not shoot this ammo. The 2A BLR16 was shooting it just fine, and it's Russian Army standard. You can say goodbye to that ammo, by the way. It's not being imported anymore thanks to the DEMS. The cheap steel case ammo, at least from that source, is bye-bye. But that's, look at the light primer strikes. Not from this gun, but from the competitive option. This one shot it just fine. Very smooth, very fast, great trigger. I super enjoyed this. The lightweight, did it hamper accuracy? It had the potential to. You have to take your time with a lightweight AR-15. You have to have good stability. However you achieve that, shooting sticks, a really good stance if you can, locking your body up or off a bench or table or a bipod. I didn't shoot it off bipod. And by the way, there are 2 holes on the bottom of that compensator which would kick up dust if you do that. Here's the accuracy that I was able to achieve out of the 2A Armament. Get ready to be impressed. This is out of a pencil barrel, boys and girls.
Boom.
A pencil barrel.
Flavor
Holy
Town.
crap. That's Federal 55 grain FMJ, which is not an accurate load at all. Look at that group. I gave a squiggly mark. What did I say, 62 grain trophy? I was surprised it didn't shoot that better. Look at this one. 6 rounds in that hole right there is what I read. Decent group. That's more standard AR. Not really impressive. I don't think I had any 77 grainers on this. That's the only thing. 6 rounds on that stuff. I would classify the accuracy as not phenomenal, maybe not outstanding, but I would say excellent, especially for a pencil-barreled AR. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Excellent. Would I buy this? Well, it is an expensive AR, and I know a lot of guys that watch this video, other than laughing at your farts, by the way, will be saying, well, I could beat that in my own build, and I bet you they could. So they could probably get the same weight, maybe the same accuracy and reliability for a lot less money. And I say go for it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But as a manufactured production gun, if I had the money, I would say, yes, I would buy this. And if you balk at that and go, oh my gosh, that's so much money. Remember, guys are sprinting to the gun store to buy $2,700 AR-10s. They're sprinting to the gun store to buy a Daniel Defense AR at the same price.
Yeah.
More or less. Probably a little bit less. But Daniel Defense at $1,500, I've seen them. Other guns like that, higher end, Christensen Arms, CA15, CA556, yeah, same price as this. I'd get this gun. So yes, it's a recommend, a solid recommend on this gun. Tactical Doodle, what would you think? Say.
Yeah. If I were going for like a premium one, I wanted something lightweight. The only downside, maybe the brand. I don't know how much resale it's going to hold in the long run. Because I haven't heard too much about it. It's kind of quiet, but I mean, technically, it's pretty awesome.
I looked on their website. They also make an AR-10, speaking of AR-10s, an XLR-18 at $2,700. That's probably in the ballpark. That thing weighs 6.75 pounds. You can go to their website and read about all the features. Maybe, just maybe, I get a hold of one of those and test it.
I'm pretty sure they have an even lighter version of this.
I wouldn't
where it's got like a carbon front end, and I think that's what I got the 2,700.
They have a heavier, more traditional one. It's a BLR16, and it's listing at $1,300. That's from 2A Armament. So this isn't their only build. This is just the one we were able to get thanks to Gunnies, a great American gun store. Competitive options. Well, we just reviewed this one tonight. It was a non-recommend, and that is the What Would Stoner Do? WWSD TD says WISD KP15. This is a polymer gun. There's wiggle between the upper and lower. The trigger is good. I like the trigger. Lots of wiggle on the front pivot. And there's some other weirdness. Watch the review. But it's almost the same price. 17 is what this is. This is 1880. Of course,
21 list. If you want to buy this off their website. Okay,
so to be fair, the list is much higher. So maybe we should talk street. But even normally, this has been selling on Brownell's website at 17 though.
Yeah.
So really, it is comparing apples to apples.
Yeah, pretty much.
$180 more. No brainer. No-brainer purchase. This is a non-recommend for its accuracy and also the light primer strikes that you saw on the steel cases. It was horrendous. Really, really bad. Correctable? You bet. Put a recluse trigger in this and get ready to spend more money. So now you're into about $2,000 for a polymer plastic AR-15.
Yeah,
that, by the way, is heavier than this one. Naked, this was heavier than the 2A Armament.
And this, the carbon one of this is 5.5 pounds.
Good heavens.
$3,700 on the website. But 5.5 pounds. Focus on that number.
Oh my gosh. So there you go. We're done with the review. It is a total recommend, even though it's expensive. Remember, value isn't just about price. It's about performance. It's about second cool, first cool. I think we've talked a lot about all of that. We rated you all the lists to make sure we got it right. We showed you the accuracy, and you saw it firsthand in the curse of the desert. It survived it. Nut and Fancy Project, we're out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Wherever I post this, please make sure you subscribe in that environment. Be a donor. Donors are the reason we had ammunition, fuel money to do this. If I decide to purchase this, I would have to pull some of that donation money together. It is a great manufactured lightweight AR option. Yeah. I mean, really good. It's a good reference point like we use against the KP15.
You could buy some of the parts. And like I would, absolutely. This is on my list. For a future build,
that is a fantastic
dude, if I could really have that for 200.
Yeah, and it's narrow. I forgot to mention that. It's very narrow and much better than that KP15. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. This is a Swamp Fox arrowhead. I'll put a link to why these AR-15 scopes are awesome video with me shooting off the KTM. This was one of them I shot in field. This is a great scope. Not ultimately light. It's a little bit heavier, but it's 1 to 10 power, includes a throw lever. It's illuminated. And the glass and the coatings are, I wouldn't say like top notch, but they're way good. Way good. Here's the box right here. I'll put a link below. It'll take you to Pro 2A Optics Planet. This is the Swamp Fox Arrowhead. That's a great gun for, or a great scope for this gun. Because it's not so heavy that it throws it off. We showed you told you what the weight was. And look at that reticle too, dudes. Recommended. There you go. Little bonus review. See you next video. Oh, shit.
white primer on that one.
Huh.
Brass too. Damn it.
Here, you finish this one.
Okay.
I like it. Do you like it?
I like it. Oh.
Just didn't lock open.
Interesting, man. There's a lot of heat coming off there. I mean, the Mirage is really
it is
off the scope, but it's hot on the fore end.
I dig that thing.
That's a nice gun. That's a really nice gun.
How you like the weight?
Boy, man, weighs nothing. This thing's amazing.
That's with a scope on it.
Yeah, it weighs nothing.
You're paying for it. Tanked cheap.
It's nice.
It'll be more expensive than one of your own builds, but you'll still spend a lot of money making an ultralight AR-15 if you get premium components.
It's really a neat gun. They did a good job. You can tell how everything on here is skeletonized. Even the gas block on there is skeletonized. It's
everything that can be milled out is milled out. Look at that. Recess right here, taking weight off. They milled the inside of the pick rail.
All over.